This is Mr. Martin. These are video notes for Pre-Calculus Advanced, Unit 5. We're talking about the unit circle, and in this video we're going to start out talking about coterminal angles. So when we talk about coterminal angles, these are angles with the same initial and terminal sides. Okay, so basically what this means is that they start and end at the same places. Okay, so again, our terminal side is where we end, so let's just say that we have over here and my initial side is on the positive x-axis. So the one obvious way to go from the initial side to the terminal side is to just go in a counterclockwise or positive direction like that. But I could also go around this way. Okay, so these two angles would be coterminal because they both start at the positive x-axis and they both end at this terminal side that's in the first quadrant. Or I could even go around one full time. I started at the positive x-axis, I went around a full time, and then ended at the terminal side in the first quadrant again. So all three of these angles, they start at the positive x-axis, they end at this terminal side in the first quadrant. We would say they are coterminal angles. Alright, so let's take a look at a few examples. We've got 380 degrees. So basically, to get coterminal angles, you're either going to add or subtract multiples of 360, or if we're working in radians, we would do multiples of 2 pi. So it says determine one positive and one negative coterminal angle, and that's normally what we'll do. We'll find a positive one and we'll find a negative one. So for this, if I subtract 380 minus 360, I'm going to get 20 degrees. So I subtracted 360 and I got a positive coterminal angle. So if I graphed 380 and I graphed 20, they would start and end in the same spot. But I need a negative coterminal angle. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to subtract 2 times 360 in this case. So that would give me negative 340 degrees. So now I have a positive coterminal angle and a negative coterminal angle. So sometimes you may need to figure out, how many times you're going to have to add or subtract 360. So let's go on to the next one. We've got negative 545, and we're trying to get one more negative and one more positive. So let's first start by adding 360 degrees. So that will give us negative 185. Again, if the video is going too quickly or you need to rewind something, feel free to do that. So we added 360 once, and we still have a negative coterminal angle. So let's try adding 360 twice. So now negative 545 plus 2 times 360, and that will give us 175 degrees. And now we have our positive coterminal angle and our negative coterminal angle. So let's look at a couple with some larger angles. So we've got 2,658 degrees. So to get another positive coterminal angle, I would just have to subtract 360, and that would give me 2,298 degrees. But we can see that we are a long way from finding a negative coterminal angle. So what I want to see is how many full revolutions are in here. How many 360s are in this angle. So I'm going to just do some side work here. I've got 2658 divided by 360, and that's going to give me about 7.4. So 7.4-ish revolutions is about 2658. So if I'm going to subtract 360s, I'm going to have to subtract more than 7 of them to get me into the negatives. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go 2658, and I'm going to subtract 8 times 360. And if I do that, I'm going to get negative 222, and now I have a positive and a negative coterminal angle. So here's my positive, here's my negative. Alright, so for part D, I've got negative 1120, so I'm going to add 360 to get another negative coterminal angle, so that's negative 760 degrees. And again, I can see I'm not getting close to a positive yet, so let me see how many full revolutions are in there. So I'm going to take 1120 and divide it by 360, and that gives me about 3.1. So that means that I'm going to have to add 360 more than 3 times to get me into the positive angles. So let's add it 4 times, so plus 4 times 360, and that will give me a positive angle of 320 degrees. And again, I've got my positive coterminal and my negative coterminal. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video, talking about coterminal angles. There will be some more practice on this, but again, if you had any questions, make sure that you ask me next time you see me.